Hi, welcome to Life Skills with Louie. I am Louie, and today we're talking about harm reduction and abstinence. If you haven't watched the introduction to the 3 Paths for Change intro video, that may be helpful to understand what we're doing with this and other videos in this section. And if you haven't watched the introduction to the Connecting to Clear section, that will help understand more about this whole section, which is about changing habits. And finally, if you haven't watched the introduction to the entire video series, that will help you understand all 5 sections of videos and how they fit together and when to use different types of skills. So to talk about harm reduction and abstinence, I thought this was important to mention so people were aware of it. It's very understandable. It's very out there in the communities of people attempting to change habits, and I wanted to make sure people understood it. I understood something more clearly about it from DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. They have a great term, dialectical abstinence, and I love it, but I think it might be overkill for what's needed for this video. You can look more up about it if you want to. But in essence, what it's talking about is that there are these 2 camps with changing habits. Harm reduction, which is about having the habit cause less harm, and abstinence, which is about moving towards fully stopping the habit. Sometimes these camps, as can happen, can kind of fight amongst themselves because they both have strengths and weaknesses. And to cut to the chase, what DBT formulated, which made total sense to me, was why not just always use both? And how does that look? That looks like when you are still having a habit that's causing issues for you, do your best to reduce harm so that even if you're doing the habit, it's causing less harm for you and others. There's a lot online about harm reduction, and I encourage you to look more up about that. And the basic idea of it is see ways in which you can keep yourself safer, keep other people safer, and figure out if there's ways to at least reduce the amount of the habit that you're doing. Abstinence is about totally stopping a certain habit. And intuitively, it makes sense. If there's a habit that's overall long-term causing you harm, yeah, it makes sense that the goal be to stop it. But there may be parts of you that are really not okay with that. And that's okay. And that's why harm reduction is there, with the idea that you can move towards fully stopping eventually, and keep that in mind. Even if you may not be ready, just keep it in mind. The reason abstinence is helpful is that when you get to full abstinence of stopping something, you tend to have longer periods fully clear. And that is really helpful for building the life you want. So I think it does make sense intuitively to eventually work towards abstinence. And at the same time, there may be parts of you not ready. It's important to engage with those parts of you, which we're going to talk about soon, and just reduce harm as possible, which is another caring act. So keeping both of these in mind at all times is really helpful for changing habits.